Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. I wanted to do a video as just kind of a discussion, a show and tell, if you will. I wanted to talk about one of my favorite subgenres, genres, whatever you want to call it, jangle pop. Now, this is something that I've kind of recently rediscovered as being something that I really, really like. Now, if you don't know what jangle pop is, or if you do and you disagree with my assessment, then please comment below. Be nice. But jangle pop kind of originated out of the 60s rock and roll movement. Kind of started with the Beatles in a little bit of a sense. You know, you can talk about jangle pop. You can talk about the origins of power pop. Jangle pop essentially really can be traced to the Beatles on around like the 1965 sessions of Help. And what this means is you have a guitar. Generally, it's a Rickenbacker 12-string guitar, and it's just these really nice tones and chords that come across. Think about the song "I Need You" by the Beatles. Think about something maybe like "Ticket to Ride." Now, I say the Beatles because they're the ones that inspired really the true originators of the genre and of the phrase jangle pop, and that's the Byrds. The Byrds, obviously led by Roger McGuinn, who is very famous for his Rickenbacker guitar 12-string playing. The reason he started playing it was because of George Harrison. On film from the Hard Day's Night sessions, he saw the Rickenbacker, thought it was awesome. He was a folk guy, traded over the electric guitar, had a banjo background, so he played a lot of his licks kind of like a banjo player, so he's got that unique sound. But you hear the Byrds, especially those early, 4 or 5 records, Mr. Tambourine Man, Turn, 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 Fifth Dimension, Younger Than Yesterday, and then Notorious Byrd Brothers. You have a lot of that Rickenbacker guitar playing. The term comes from a Bob Dylan song, Mr. Tambourine Man, where he talks about the jingle jangle morning. And when the Byrds took Mr. Tambourine Man and kind of turned it on its head as a single with that 12-string guitar that we all know, you hear it all the time on the radio, the Byrds took that sound and things blew up. And you got all sorts of people who followed in the footsteps of the Byrds, people like R.E.M., even people like The Cure, that really kind of took that 12-string sound, the Gin Blossoms, and ran with it. What I wanted to do, with that being said, I wanted to show you 5 albums, 3 are vinyl, 2 are CD, that I have that maybe you can go a little deeper with jangle pop. Everybody can show the Byrds, everybody can show, even like I said, R.E.M. These are records by artists who I talk about a lot. For the general public, they are not necessarily the most well-known, other than maybe a hit for one of the bands in particular that I'm going to show. But all of these artists took the formula from the Byrds, from those early 60s rock players, and have kind of jumped into this whole jangle pop world. Now, again, some of these I show a lot. I tried my best not to show, the main albums that I always show, but, if you watch my channel a lot, I think all these records have made an appearance. But again, this is for the general public. So with that being said, I am going to start with a band who I've discovered last year and have just loved them, and I really hope they have something new coming out this year, and that's going to be the group Chime School. This is their second release, called The Boy Who Ran the Paisley Hotel. Just a fantastic jangle pop. Again, he kind of takes sounds from the Byrds, from The Cure, from a lot of the 80s indie kind of stuff, and runs with it. This is on Slumberland Records, who do a lot of power pop kind of stuff. Check out the song Give Your Heart Away on here. Check out the song Desperate Days or Why Don't You Come Out Tonight. Just fantastic, just kind of breezy tunes, jingle jangle. I mean, it's just wonderful music. It's hooks galore. Their debut, Chime School, I've also talked about a lot. This one probably edges that one out a little bit, though. Usually when I listen to one, I listen to both. Just a fantastic record. If you like kind of that 80s jingle jangle guitar, but you also have that Byrds 60s kind of pop sounds, I highly recommend Chime School. And like I said, check out those songs that I just mentioned. Another kind of taking from the 80s and the 60s. This is Fountains of Wayne. I talk about this record a lot. This is Sky Full of Holes. Ended up being their final album from 2011 on Yep Rock Records. Obviously, we lost Adam Schlesinger, the kind of the genius of the music of Fountains of Wayne, because of COVID-19. But this is a fantastic album. Probably, in my opinion, a little bit more jangly than the other records. There's always a hint of it on the other stuff. Listen to a song like, Hey Julie or something like that. You've kind of got that sound. But this album rocks. It's got a little bit more acoustic flavor to it, but it has that jingle jangle, especially on the songs A Dip in the Ocean, A Road Song, The Summer Place. It's really, really solid pop tunes and funny lyrics, clever lyrics. And I highly recommend Fountains of Wayne, Sky Full of Holes. Next, again, this is a record that I've talked about before. It was my favorite Record Store Day release. And this is a band I talk about a lot. This is written by Ronnie D'Addario, produced by the Lemon Twigs. This is essentially a Lemon Twigs album. Now, if you don't know the Lemon Twigs, again, I talk about them a lot. Brian and Michael D'Addario out of New York. They've been around for a while. They're only in their mid to late 20s right now. This is a record of songs by their dad, either new songs or lost tracks. This is just pure bubblegum pop greatness. I think you're able to get this on CD as well. But man, oh man, is it good! If you like the harmonies of the Beach Boys, the Beatles, the arrangements, if you like a little bit maybe of glam, you've got Todd Rundgren on here. You've got Matt Jardine, Al Jardine's son from the Beach Boys. You have Darian Sahanaja from the Brian Wilson Band. So many killer artists that they've worked with. Sean Ono Lennon, John Lennon and Yoko Ono's son. This is just fantastic. Again, check out the song, A Very Short Dream. Be Like Him is a great song. What's the song by Matt? Don't Wait for Yesterday. If you like the Beach Boys, that's it right there. But again, just pure pop. Again, they're pulling from the Beach Boys, from the Beatles, from the Byrds, and it's just wonderful. They play the Rickenbacker guitars. Check it out. Again, it's new from 2025, November, but if you like the stuff that I'm talking about, there's no way you won't like this. I promise you. This is produced by the Lemon Twigs. This is the album Playin' Dumb by Tchotchke. This is an all-girl group. Again, kind of like the female version of the Lemon Twigs. That's a trio. I know one of the girls dates Brian D'Addario. Just a fantastic tune. Check out the song Skipping Around. Check out the song Playin' Dumb. Check out the song Did You Hear? Very unique, very poppy, very 60s girl group. Guitars, drums, great bass. The Lemon Twigs play on this. I mean, it's just wonderful stuff. Again, I don't see how you wouldn't like this. If you like, again, Ronettes, if you like, He's a Rebel and, all that stuff. It's just wonderful stuff. Again, new indie. They are just a wonderful, wonderful group, Tchotchke, and I'm very excited to see where they end up in the coming years because I'm a big fan. And then lastly, kind of full circle, this is the last, as of now, solo record by Chris Hillman of the Byrds. Now, again, friends of my channel know I talk about the Byrds a lot. Obviously, they were the originators, really, of the jangle pop sound as a official sound. Chris Hillman was the bass player in the original Byrds. Then he would go on and do all sorts of country rock solo projects. He was in the Flying Burrito Brothers. He was in Manassas with Stephen Stills. He's just been all over the place. He's worked with Richie Furay and J.D. Souther and has played on bluegrass records. He's been everywhere. But this album is kind of the closest thing that we have gotten to a Byrds reunion, I think, in a very long time. And definitely the last. You have Roger McGuinn on a couple of tracks on here, and you have David Crosby on here, though all three of them never appear on the same track. He does some Byrds songs. He does Bells of Rhymney. He does the song New Old John Robertson. Again, it's a little more subdued than the jangly stuff, but if you like the Byrds and you kind of want that, you know, any kind of taste of the Byrds that you can get, especially now that Crosby has passed and we're just left with Hillman and McGuinn. This is fantastic. Again, it's called Biding My Time. He does some great stuff on here. He does the song Wildflowers by Tom Petty. He also does Walk Right Back by the Everly Brothers. But yeah, check out the version of Bells of Rhymney on here, which is probably the most jangly of all the Byrds songs. It's wonderful. Biding My Time. So there you go. Just a quick video. I wanted to just kind of throw something out there and give you some recommendations on some records that I talk about a lot, but if you're new to my channel, you might not have heard me talk about them before. So let me know what you think in the comments below. I appreciate it. And give me some recommendations. I just found a band on the radio tonight who I'll probably do a video on at some point once I get the record in. But yeah, in the meantime, y'all be good. Take care. And we will see you on the next one. Bye now.